This is Sandra Clark, and this is my presentation, Women in Golf. The first part of the presentation is really about golf and history, but the question that I'm really addressing is it a man's game? So the history of U.S. golf actually does include women, but only as separate players. Golf was a European game played by common folks and nobility for centuries before it landed on the shores of the United States. And this is from Outsiders in the Clubhouse by Todd Crossett. It was William K. Vanderbilt who brought golf to the U.S. and built a golf course on Long Island in 1891. Upon completion, members requested that a different 9-hole course be built for the women. Women played separate golf games from men. Women had to have their own tee boxes, and women had to wear skirts, not pants. In order to be a member of a golf club, women had to be married to a member. Women had to play during the weekdays. Women could not hold leadership roles at golf clubs. Basically, women were separate on the golf course, which is why it's really a man's game. Now, in 2007, these statistics, 2007 was an all-time high year of people playing golf, and these statistics are from that year, and they just show that it is a man's game. 20.1 million men played golf, 6 million women, 2.8 million boys, and 0.7 million girls played golf. So that's section 2, golf and the relationship to class materials. So here is, what was golf like for men? And for men, United States golf in the U.S. began as an outdoor rugged sport which promoted social networking. There was actually a societal measure to curb the feminization of men. So men were really promoted in the late 1800s and early 1900s to be masculine and get outside and promote the masculine. Women, on the other hand, they must wear skirts and promote the attire of a feminine persona. Women wear very different clothes in golf than men. And here's a quote from Veblen, which is also from our Gains and Gaps materials, which is basically how women are just the accessory of a man. And pointing out that what we wear makes that evident. So women have been required to wear skirts in golf, and I've noticed, and so have other people, that the skirts have just gotten shorter and shorter. Men golfers wear very conservative, non-revealing clothes. And actually, there was an issue in 1989 where women professional golfers who were worried about their masculine lesbian image, they launched a sexy marketing strategy campaign. The golfers modeled bikinis and exotic swimwear. This is from our Gains and Gaps material. And news today. This is Kim Hall and Anna Gresbian, both professional golfers. And here, this is another quote from The Cult of the Body Beautiful, and it says that for female athletes, a focus on sex appeal of an individual's body not only leads to greater recognition, but also an occasion to earn more money and build a career that extends beyond being a sportswoman. So it's interesting because it started out sort of as a "we're not lesbian" campaign, and it moved to sort of a career move, the modeling in bikinis. So Natalie Gulbis, a professional golfer who made $1 million on tour last year, this is her, and her campaign of swimwear has been very popular lately. And then I have another quote here talking about a lack of professional options for female hockey players. And they can't get female hockey players to play in college because they don't have anything to do after college. And so I just wanted to point out that at least female golfers have a professional league that's going. So another point with our class materials is really some of the restraints that women have in order to play golf, because golf is really a man's game, and they play at work, and they play on the weekends, and they play together. And I think one of the reasons is because of the time restraints of women. And here's a little joke sign on the course which says, "Ladies, course conditions. Have you done the dishes? Have you done the washing? Have you cooked your husband's tea? If you have, then you can proceed." Because golf can take almost 5 hours, depending on how many holes you play with. And here's another quote about how, in general, women have more household duties and child-rearing duties than men, in addition to possible work demands, and how in the 1950s, women experienced an actual increase in our domestic pull. So really, women have to look at golf and say family, work, or golf first. For women, it's family. And women's leisure time does not exactly get 4 to 5 hours of uninterrupted chunks of time. You also have the issue of children. In order to fit leisure time into our busy lives, we often participate in activities in or close to the home where we can also have our children present. Can we bring our kids to the golf course? And the answer is no. So another restraint women have that's related to our class materials is that golf is expensive. Like tennis, it's one of these individual sports that became associated with the upper class. So wealthy women were able to play golf and have a respectable upper class reputation. So on the whole, these are the limitations, a little bit about what men do playing golf. And going on to the third section, which is my experience. So this is me. After my lessons, I had 2 lessons and several practice lessons, I found golf to be slow, meditative, expensive, and I never saw another woman on the course. This is me at the driving range, very challenging, meditative. Again, we were taught to methodically do the same repetitive motion over and over again. Here I am learning how to swing, which I thought was pretty powerful because I hit it hard a few times and I couldn't understand why people came back to the course. I was actually sore after that lesson. Here I am practicing my swing. Here I am practicing line up my putting line. That's not me in the pink, by the way. Here I am learning to putt. The coach is explaining that I need to put my weight on my toes directly above the ball. This is my son lining up to putt. He's the reason I chose this activity, so we can do it together. This is the putting stance, and the key to it is that you keep your lower body still while your upper body moves. Again, I found it quiet and meditative. Here's my classmates in our lessons. A lot of golf players are really serious about getting their game better. I felt like our coach was open to both genders. And I also felt like everybody on the course was really friendly to women players. But it did feel odd to be a minority on the course. So in conclusion, I would play golf again, especially to strengthen my relationship with my son. But I really prefer team sports with more action.